for Rhaenyra. It's a really outlandish risk to try and go to Alicent and say, we are the only two people left at either of these councils that have the power, influence, and desire to see about a peaceable end to this thing.
Your false queen Rhaenyra is a kinslayer.
Your uncle declared for Aegon, did he? Aegon Targaryen is no true king.
The Brackens and the Blackwoods are ancient foes and rivals. One of the big ideas about this series was generational conflict. That's the standing of the Blackwoods and the Brackens when we first find them, which is a sort of microcosm of where House Targaryen is getting to.
They happen to have the two largest armies in the Riverlands. It's 40,000 swords if they all come together under one banner.
I will enlist the Brackens, subdue the Riverlands, and take Harrenhal.
Bold scheme indeed.
Well, the gods favor the bold.
They did not favor Sir Eric.
One of the pivotal scenes is the first day of Cole's work as Hand. We've always seen Cole as a strong, brooding guy. And this was a moment to peel back all those layers and understand what he's like alone in a room with himself.
It's such a massively anxiety-inducing day for him because the Hand of the King is a diplomat's role, and he's always been sworn protector to the Queen. Now that duty of care has been passed on to someone else, and suddenly all eyes are on him. That's a very nerve-wracking thing.
Cole is a terrible choice to be Hand of the King. Aegon's ultimate goal is to have someone who is a feared warrior but not a great politician because he doesn't want to be outshone.
To war, then. I'll come too with Sunfire.
Aegon.
Your Grace.
Aegon has this insecurity that drives a great sense of confidence.
I'm as fearsome as any of them.
In this case, he wants to wear the king's armor. He wants to visually push himself forward as a leader.
Aegon is not thinking tactically. He's being impulsive. It's the same old trends in him. His self-awareness is growing, and not in a good way for him because he's becoming more aware of how much of a fraud he is. And it's eating him from the inside out.
Daemon, in the most base of ways, has a fight with his wife, gets in his car, and runs off to Harrenhal to conquer it.
Daemon has gone in his wisdom to try and make amends, I think. We've got to go and march on King's Landing. We need an army, and at the moment we don't really have an army.
Daemon is hoping to meet some resistance in there. He's looking for it, but he's frustrated in the fact that he can't find it because the castle is so poorly occupied.
I'm claiming Harrenhal.
Apparently so.
Simon Strong is Lionel Strong's uncle. He has no loyalty to his family because he is a man of honor and believes that Larys burned his family.
Daemon comes in ahead of steam, and all Sir Simon wants to do is have peace.
The most interesting part of the Harrenhal story is what it does to Daemon. He starts to have these hallucinations, these dreams. He's not sure what's real and not real. We know that there is a magicality, and all of a sudden he sees young Rhaenyra, and she means something to him. She meant something at that age, and it also told him that it was a dream.
His past is coming back to haunt him in broad daylight.
The real idea was to bring Daemon into contact with something in the supernatural world that he could not deny.
I've decided to send Joffrey to Ward with my cousin, Lady Jane Arryn. Aegon and Viserys will accompany him. I want you to go with them.
Rhaenyra's made this immediate calculation that her family is unsafe. I mean, they got to her in her home, and there's nothing to say that they can't again. I think she sends away her youngest and most vulnerable children to protect them in a place where they're hidden away and hopefully where they can weather the war.
The endless risk of losing one of your children, I think she perceives to be hideously compromising while she's in that grieving process. There's a decision to try and dislocate herself from her own motherhood. I cannot promise to make you happy. But I ask you, make this sacrifice willingly. For all of us.
Your Grace. I think being in a family that has so much power and feeling so powerless, it's heartbreaking when you have such a want to help. It's like confirmation to Rhaena of what she's always feared, that everyone just thinks she's pathetic.
She's also the daughter of Daemon Targaryen and Rhaena Velaryon, and there's a fire burning in her as well. It's really lit by that resentment of being sent on this mission she regards as a bit demeaning.
You do a great service, and may yet find yourself glad to be out of harm's way.
Do not coddle me, Baela. Grant me at least that dignity.
I meant no insult.
Rhaena's definitely got some bitterness and jealousy towards Baela, but I think she's also like in awe of her. There's always going to be such a love there. Very classic for sisters.
Should all come to ruin here, you will bear our hope for the future.
She also sends away the 3 eggs that Daemon discovered from Syrax's clutch in season 1, and the egg of young Viserys Targaryen as an insurance policy so that all of her eggs are not in the singular Dragonstone basket, hoping that while Lady Jane Eyre wants an adult dragon to defend the Vale, the sons of House Targaryen and multiple dragon eggs will do the job.
What do you know of the movements of Alicent Hightower?
Rhaenyra sees what's coming. She's trying to put an end to it and to beseech Alicent to help her see that through. She sees it as her job as sovereign to risk herself before she risks the lives of possibly millions of the realm.
It's quite a chaotic choice, but Rhaenyra also wants to look the person who's caused her such pain in the face.
When Rhaenyra and Alicent come together, they're right back to that moment where Viserys died.
He changed his mind. I've been at times unkind, but never untrue.
She has to reckon for the first time with the idea that possibly her father changed his mind, that she lost the mandate.
But when Alicent explains that his last wish was that Aegon be king, and she starts talking about the prince that was promised, that's when Rhaenyra realizes that Viserys was talking about the prophecy.
It's a story he once told. About Aegon the Conqueror.
That story and what she's told herself has given her such strength. This just throws Alicent's world into complete chaos.
There's been a mistake. There's been no mistake. Please.
Rulers can exploit prophecy, either knowingly or unknowingly, to see through their power and their influence over the realm.
A terrible war is looming. And even victory may be so bloody as to be counted a loss. Do not let your pride blind you. There's been no mistake.
Rhaenyra does not get what she wants. It's not because Alicent's unwilling to hear it. It's simply because Alicent is saying, my power has been stripped away. Even if she wanted to do something, she feels like her hands are tied.
It's too late, Rhaenyra. Alicent.
That causes her to have to reckon finally with going to war. And suddenly she chooses her title. She doesn't just inherit it.
Alicent and Rhaenyra are both affected by what they have lost and the history that they have with each other. You don't forget it. So the rest of the season is about embracing reality.